I want to get just basically your perspective on teachers. In your book, in your audiobook, you give lots of examples about, you're doing business for this, business for that. You care a lot about like snails or worms. We've been talking a lot with education about this, reading blogs, commenting on teacher blogs. How do you see that teachers can basically leverage social media?
I think it's actually a huge coup for teachers. It's so funny. I'm one who kind of, there I am.
There you are.
I'm one that kind of, poo-poos education a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I'm not, not classically educated, and I think there's some issues there. However, it's ironic because I adore teachers because, in essence, I am one, right? Most of what I've been doing is teaching about wine and teaching about new media, and so I think it's a huge opportunity for teachers to get their voice out there and to become much more almost more interactive. I think teachers are caught in a tough spot. I make fun of conferences now because everybody goes up there and says, oh, it's about the community, it's about social, right? They preach at these new media and Web 2.0 conferences of how to engage with the community, and then they take their PowerPoints and go off stage and didn't ask one question, right? So most of my keynotes now have all been Q&A, and I kind of think teachers are in the same spot. I think teachers are I think the best teachers are the ones that open up conversation in their classroom, and I think that this enables them to become much more part of the community and in essence leads them to the well of what I think is a very practical and important process in the teaching process, which is engagement.
Nice. Do you see that like teacher to teacher or teacher to student?
I see it, believe it or not, very heavily in teacher to teacher.
Okay.
And obviously teacher to student is going to be forced because student's going to force the issue. I think people are going to recognize that. Teacher to teacher, though, I think is massively powerful. And I think that teachers are like anything else. They're a tight-knit little group, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're that little, they're a niche. They're definitely a little like tribe. And I think that some teachers will respect other teachers. And I think it'll take 4 to 5 to 100, that wide of a range, depending on the brand. I think 5 to 25 powerful brand teachers that have a lot of respect in the game, take the first step, they can move the market.
Nice. That makes a lot of sense. So how do you think that social media should affect teachers, ideally?
Ideally the same way as it's going to affect the whole world, which is it's going to expose and, put headlights on all the shadows of society. Unfortunately, like every industry, whether it's doctors or businessmen or bankers or politicians, there's a lot of teachers that are not doing the right thing.
Right.
They're just not. They're pushing agenda. They've lost the fire. Whatever it may be, they're in a tough spot. And I think if nothing else, social media will expose them. And let's not look at it as a negative. How about exposing teachers that are ripping it, crushing it, bringing it day in and day out? That might be in an ecosystem prior where the principal or the dean didn't have a pulse on things and didn't reward them, whereas now the class or their contemporaries or their fellow teachers can expose what this amazing teacher is doing and bring them to the limelight.
Awesome. Fantastic. Last thing I want to talk to you about, you obviously have a business relationship between you and your clients. Do you see a correlation between you and your clients and then teachers and their students?
I do, but there I am.
There you are. Hi.
I do and I don't. Obviously, there's a more direct financial relationship between me and a client, whereas a teacher and a student, that financial relationship is being funneled through, a organization, whether it's a university or school. So that changes the dynamic. What I'm hoping for is that the brand of teachers really gets defined because of this movement. I think that it blows my mind that I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
And the reward of being a teacher is far more interesting than I think people recognize until they start tasting it. Getting the emails at night that say, hey, do you want to be on the Ellen DeGeneres show or ABC News? That's like awesome, right? But it fails in comparison to the email that says, hey, Gary, I read Crush It. I've started doing this, and now my family business is up 40%. Thank you.
Nice.
You can't beat that. You just can't. Giving presents is better than getting presents.
Yeah. Fantastic. Awesome. Well, thanks. We appreciate the time, Gary.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks so much, and stay well, guys, and
All right.
I hope we cross paths.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Take care.
Take care.